Good Monday evening, everybody. David Paul here in the KHOU 11 Weather Center. It's 6:30 on the nose. Warm day today. High temps were flirting with record highs this afternoon, and we are going to be doing this all work week long. We're going to have a very warm week of weather, highs near or above 80. Rain returns Friday. This is going to be a Pacific system that's hitting California now. Brings in a front, rain chance Friday, maybe a thunderstorm Friday. But that will bring in a written-in cold air arrives Saturday, and it does. It'll be colder, but it's not going to be freezing weather, just chilly weather returning for the weekend. This is going to be Pacific chilly air instead of the Arctic cold air that can bring freezes this time of the year. We're not seeing any of that on the map, but it is going to change. And I know if you're a marathoner, you're like, what does this mean for the marathon? Marathon is Sunday. It actually means it may be one of the best weather marathon Sundays for runners that we have seen in a long time, for sure. Temperature 44 at 6 a.m., 49 at 8 a.m., 52 by 10 o'clock, and 55 by noon. This is this coming Sunday. This is the Marathon Sunday. Notice how the temperature is very close to the feels-like temperature. What that means is winds will be very light. So cold temperatures, light winds, and mostly cloudy skies. So runners, you're not dealing with sunshine, you're not dealing with wind, and you're not dealing with warmth and humidity. You've got chilly weather and no wind. And those clouds help. It keeps the bright sun off your face, helps you conserve and use more energy to run. So this is about as good as it gets for a marathon. Hope you set a personal best. This evening, beautiful, 69 by 7 o'clock, 65 at 9, 66 by 11 o'clock. We're going to kind of hover in the mid-60s tonight. Unusually warm night in Houston. This will also lead to some fog. So the fog is not expected to be widespread or super dense, but there will be patchy fog here and there. This is midnight tonight. It gets into Harris County, Montgomery County, Gulf Freeway, I-10 east, and then down to the 59 corridor, down 288, and to the coast. By the time we get towards sunrise, we're going to get a little bit more of a southerly breeze going. That breeze mixes the lower atmosphere, so a lot of the inland fog goes away by sunrise. But down to the coast, coastal counties, the Bay, Galveston Island, Bolivar, and down to Brazosport area, yes, you could see half-mile visibility in some fog right around sunrise on Tuesday morning. It should burn off pretty quickly. And as we look at the next 3 days, 82 tomorrow, that'll be a record. Wednesday, 83. Thursday, 80, so unusually warm. The normal high temperature is 63 this time of the year, so almost 20 degrees above normal most days coming up. Let's take another look at the next 3 days. So high temperature forecast for tomorrow is 82. If we get there, that'll break the old record, which is currently 80 for tomorrow. Wednesday, we're forecasting 83. The current record for Wednesday is 81. And then Thursday, 80. The record is 79. So the next 3 days in a row, we're forecasting high temps that would be new record highs for the date. So yes, unusually warm stretch of weather here as we begin the month of January for sure. And while we're at it, take a look at the longer range temperature outlook. 13th through the 19th, we're forecast to drop back to more normal light temperatures, cool January weather, while they heat up out in the Mountain West and the Northern Plains after being the cold spot for the past month or so. Live look. We have this breeze, and I mentioned this because still have a south breeze at 7, 8, 9, 10 miles an hour. That is what will mix the lower atmosphere and really, I think, keep us from getting too much in the way of fog out there on the roadways tonight. That much of a breeze should mix things and keep the fog from getting very thick. But it will be patchy thick in some spots here and there overnight. And again, high temperature today was 79. That was at 2:55 this afternoon. That at Bush Intercontinental Airport. So the high wind is 79. We did not set a record today. Record is and will stay at 80, set on this day back in 1989. There's your normal high temperature of 63. We had a low of 45, near the normal low of 44. Record low is 22, set on this day back in 1972. All right, so again, today we did not set records. College Station high of 77, their record stayed safe at 80. Bush 79, records 80. Hobby 77, records 81. So no records in our area today. But again, starting tomorrow, it becomes more likely that we will begin to flirt with records. And it's a big warm up across the southern and really south central United States. These are current temperatures. Del Rio 68, Houston 71. Still cold across the Great Lakes, but even they're getting a little bit of a break. They got into the 40s today in Chicago. They were celebrating today above freezing. They're now at 37 in Chicago. Minneapolis freezing 32. Boston at 26 right now. Phoenix is a comfortable 69. I see Miami is the warm spot at 73 right now. Across the nation, relatively quiet. Some snow showers in New Hampshire, Vermont, into Massachusetts. But this is where we do have some problems. Multiple flash flood advisories for the San Francisco area and into the wine country north of San Francisco, into the hills here, where they're getting heavy rain again. It's another Pacific system. See the curlicue, little comma-shaped cloud right there? That's the upper level low sitting offshore, so they're getting more heavy rain there. It will result in some heavy snow in the Lake Tahoe ski area tonight and tomorrow. And eventually that's what's going to bring us rain and change our weather, but it's several days away. So as you look at the map for Texas tomorrow, we have a front to our north. It stays to our north. We do not get that one coming in, so we're back to the 80s tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy after a little bit of morning fog. Then we go into Wednesday and the warm front to our north. That means we're in the warm sector. We stay warm, a mix of sun and clouds. It will be more humid as we head toward the middle of the week. And at this point, you can see that's our California system, which at that point, by Wednesday, will be in the Baja. And here's how it's going to impact our rain chances. It doesn't really get in here with any significant rain chance until Friday. And really, as we look at the next 7 days, Friday is the only really wet day. A little bit Thursday evening, maybe a lingering shower early Saturday morning. But really, it's Friday that we're bringing in this front, and that'll bring a chance for rain and a thunder shower with it. Let's take a closer look at that. So I mentioned San Francisco now. They're getting that rain up there in Northern California right now. By the time we get to Wednesday, that low is now drifting here over the Baja and Southern California. It's still a rainmaker down here. We're still under the influence of that warm flow by the middle of the week, setting record highs. Here comes the upper level low. Frontal boundary forms at the surface in West Texas by Thursday. We're still unusually warm. Southwest flow brings in that warm air out of the southwest on Thursday. And then Friday, the front comes in. So that will lift the atmosphere, and that will give us a little better chance for rain and thunder showers. Maybe Dallas to Lufkin has a little better chance than we do in Houston, but I think we have a decent chance of seeing some rain and some wet roads and maybe some travel slowdowns as we head into Friday afternoon and evening. So showers and storms possible late week, specifically Friday afternoon, Friday evening. That front goes through, and that is what will change things temperature-wise going into the weekend. So today through Friday, it's unusually warm with these forecast high temperatures at or above 80. Those are all potential records. As we mentioned, 77 on Friday is still warm. I wouldn't be surprised if we still hit 80 Friday before the front got in here in the evening. And then much cooler. Saturday and Sunday, high temperature 58. That'll be below our average high of 63 on Saturday and Sunday. Monday 63, Tuesday 60. So we get a cool weekend and a cool start to next week, and still highs in the 60s for the middle and latter part of next week. That will be comfortable, much more like January ought to be. Okay, as far as tomorrow goes, we start mostly cloudy. I really don't think fog is going to be a major issue, but there may be a little bit of fog here and there, especially near the coast and the bay, north side of the bay, Mont Bellevue. You guys could see a little fog there. Baytown, Anahuac, and then warming to 77, partly cloudy, feeling like a late spring, early summer day tomorrow afternoon. High temp going to 82. That'll be a record if we get there. Here's your extended. So 82 tomorrow, 83 on Wednesday. Early summer weather. Thursday, 80. Friday, I think that front comes in late afternoon. So the 40% rain chance on Friday looks like it will be afternoon and evening rain and maybe a clap of thunder as the front comes in and goes through. And that opens the door to the Pacific chilly air, not bitter cold, but colder. 48, 58 on Saturday, 44, 58 on Marathon Day Sunday. And as we mentioned, wind should drop, cloudy, chilly for the marathon in the morning, just about as good as it gets for a new record time for the Houston Marathon. Monday is still comfortably chilly, 45 and 63 for a high temperature on Monday afternoon. All right, gang, that's where we stand.